Welcome to Revenge of the Sis, eh?
Why are you talking like that?
I don't know. Because I'm not American anymore. Welcome, folks. Episode 12.
Yes, we've made it this far.
Revenge of the Sis. And we are coming off the heels of a probably the single most divisive, contentious, and absolute destructive to our society. This issue it won't go away.
And what issue is that?
Whether or not a bunch of guys who chase a ball for millions of dollars want to stand up for fucking 30 seconds.
Are you talking about the same guys that get CTE brain damage and blow their fingers off with fireworks? They're the moral compass of this country? Is that what you're implying,
They
Mike?
are political activists, sir.
Yes.
That's what they are when they stab two people allegedly at a strip club in Atlanta and hide their white suit behind a dumpster at a fast food restaurant.
That sounds like something Ray Lewis did, allegedly.
Sounds really specific, doesn't it? Yeah. So, and honestly, this is one of those issues that I immediately hated everybody.
Yeah,
I hate all of you. Anybody watching this, I hate your guts. I hate the fucking athletes themselves for kneeling. Like, really, dude? You have a fucking platform 24/7 to voice your opinion. There's a bunch of people that follow you dumbasses on Twitter. Bitch on there. But for 30 seconds a game, just fucking kneel. I also hate these goddamn baby boomers, the boomer posting that has been going on for the past 2 days my timeline has just been filled with all capital letters and a lot of instances of usage of the word Obama.
I have
fucking boomers.
I don't think I've seen one football game, honestly, one entire football game this season, and my entire life this week has been, well, at least since Sunday, has been consumed.
I'll tell you what, these damn athletes, they wasn't taking a knee when Obama was president. Hashtag Blue Lives Matter. Why am I yelling on your timeline?
Yeah, I don't know. Why
MAGA.
Okay.
Christ, calm down, folks.
Everyone relax, please.
Oh, God, enough. Who cares? Who cares? I have been to football games, and most of you fat fucks with your fucking Trump hats, I've seen you at these football games. You don't stand up either. You don't do anything. You never get out of your fucking mobility scooters and wipe the Cheeto dust off your hands and put it over your heart for anything. You people on both sides. We are in America in 2017. None of us stands for anything. Stop it.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. And on the other side of it, you have these disingenuous athletes now that are getting on the Kaepernick train. You know, Kaepernick won an award. By the NFL gave him an award even though he's not signed to a team.
Yeah, because this is the millennial generation. You just get awards for being a fucking pain in the ass.
According to
you now get awards for being an HR nightmare. That's basically it. It's now a rush. It used to be who can be the most intelligent, cutthroat, get to the top. Are you a shark or what is it?
A sheep or a shark?
A sheep or a shark?
Which are the ones that like
Good
to be
question.
hugged?
You're a shark. But no, it used to be that way. And nowadays it's you move ahead by being the biggest goddamn HR fucking nightmare disaster. I mean, really, the only person it didn't work for was Opie. But other than that, if you just complain a lot and cry and say you felt threatened by your boss sexually, you get an award. You get a trophy.
Colin Kaepernick unsigned. He's unsigned. Wins NFL Player Association Award MVP. Colin Kaepernick is still on an NFL roster. Won't be either. But that isn't stopping the NFL Player Association from recognizing him for his community engagement.
Can we stop pretending that this little spoiled twat is Jackie Robinson?
Let me ask you a question.
Please, is he
Let me ask you a
fucking
question.
Hank Aaron
Let me ask you a
Jr.?
question.
God damn it.
All of the Patriots that took a knee, and some Patriots did take a knee, I looked it up. All the Patriots that took a knee, if you like Kaepernick so much and you're taking a knee because he's taking one, would you be fine if he replaced Tom Brady as your quarterback? You should be happy about it because in solidarity, the lives of these children matter way more.
Yeah, but the point spread matters just a little more.
Okay. So my point is this ingenuine fucking faggotry.
Oh, yeah, no, it's completely manufactured.
Yeah.
It's disingenuous. But I'll tell you what. I'll tell you who's going to be all united tonight, standing tall with their hands firmly over their heart, celebrating our great nation, and that is the Dallas Cowboys. That's right, America's team, ladies and gentlemen.
Jerry Jones said that no players will be taking a knee.
You're goddamn right he did.
But
What a great team the Cowboys are.
You're only-
They are my favorite team in the NFL
you're
now.
only saying that because you have Ezekiel Elliott on your fantasy team, and if he does well, you'll win.
All right, well, let's not get bogged down in accusations of me being disingenuous. I really hope that the Cowboys stand united for our country tonight, and America's team makes it all the way to the Super Bowl. God bless them.
I hope.
God bless them.
I hope Ezekiel Elliott tears his ACL the very first play of the game.
No. What do you hate? Do you hate our troops, Royce?
No, just you.
Okay, that's
So
fair. That's fair. There's no comeback.
do you guys want to hear what old Mikey Tomlin said?
But I do need double E tonight. I need you 17 points, brother. 17 fantasy points, and I will. Dude, I'm up against Dutch, and we all hate Dutch. Everyone hates Dutch. We can agree on that.
That's fair.
For those of you that don't know, former producer Dutch, who we've done stuff. He's still the producer. He's the co-host of Dutch and Royce with my good partner here, Royce Lopez. But great guy, great on the air, talented man, but nobody likes him as a person.
No.
So, let's go. America. I'm on Team America.
Villanueva, if I'm saying it right, Villanueva was the only one that was standing for the standing outside of the locker room.
Well, can we add some
for
context?
the Steelers? Yes.
Former Army Ranger.
Former Army Ranger Alejandro Villanueva. Villanueva apologized to his teammates. See, I am Hispanic. Apologized to his teammates and the franchise Monday for standing alone during the national anthem. But he apologized to his team. He said
now
he only told team leadership about his plan to leave the tunnel for the national anthem just before the game. Oh, he's only apologizing because he told him before the game, not because he didn't tell him sooner. Okay.
Yeah,
fine,
I'm sorry I didn't tell you guys earlier, but still, fuck you guys and America rules.
Do you want to hear what Mike Tomlin said about him?
Oh, sure. I bet he is a patriotic.
Former Army Ranger. We again, you said this has to be emphasized. All right. This isn't like Mersh said, the hillbillies that people of Walmart, fucking they can't even stand.
I type in all capitals, hashtag Blue Lives Matter. Oh, Bummer's wife is a woman, woman.
Someone's been.
Why am I yelling?
Someone's been in the comment section of Breitbart.
Why do I keep typing my prayers out for everyone to see on Facebook? Amen.
Putting the words of the Lord on top of a minion in a meme and sharing it every day.
No, if you're doing it, if you are vocally boomer posting, you have to yell at the top of your lungs. It has to look like it's all capital.
All right, let's go ahead and play this.
The anthem, and what was your thinking with that?
No, it wasn't my decision. Like most teams in the National Football League, we didn't ask for this. This was placed upon us by circumstance. I heard rumblings of guys talking during the course of the day yesterday. My contention was that we will not allow politics to divide us with football players, with football.
It will not divide us.
So Shia LaBeouf is now the coach of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Of Steelers, you mean?
Steelers, whatever. It's the same shit. Philly, Pittsburgh, it's the same big shithole.
Those people aren't going to like that.
Football team.
Who cares?
If many of them felt like something needed to be done, I asked those guys to discuss it. And whatever they discussed, that, we have 100% participation or we do nothing. They just discussed.
He's still giving the generic coach response to, we're going to go out there, we're going to give it 100%. Day by day, we're going to take it play by play, and we're going to get the job done at the end of the day. Thank you.
You'll see. It gets better.
For an appropriate length of time, they couldn't come to an understanding. So they chose to remove themselves from it. They were not going to be disrespectful in the anthem. So they chose not to participate, but at the same time, many of them were not going to accept the words of the president.
Okay,
so,
let's can you pause that?
Sure.
First of all, Coach Mike Tomlinson looks like an angry black police lieutenant.
He does.
Straight out of Central.
He is about to ask for my badge.
Yeah. No, yeah. He's about to scream at us and say the mayor is on his ass.
Yeah. I got the mayor on my ass.
I swear to God, Lopez and Mersh, you crash one more speedboat at the mall, and we are going to get this whole department shut down.
How are you doing that? This is a landlocked city.
Secondly,
yes,
I like how they gave credit to the players for being classy, because they're just all class acts, these NFL players. No,
I want to remind you, one of them punched his girlfriend in an elevator. One of them blew his hands off with fireworks.
We get it. I'm already a fan of these guys. You don't
Okay.
have to sell
I
me any harder.
apologize. Go ahead.
The point is that they said, nah, man, we going to go out there and listen to Kodak Black and smoke blunts and jerk our dicks off while they're playing the anthem. And the Pittsburgh Steelers said, oh, no, you're not.
Yeah.
We're not going to fucking go, hey, you can't do this, because we're not getting into that whole goddamn lawsuit later.
So
when
they
it's in
said,
court.
stay
so
in the
we'll
tunnel.
let you can sit it out. But if you go out at that goddamn tunnel, do anything during the anthem, you're fucking fired. And they probably were like, I'm going to sit in here for the next 5 minutes.
We decided to sit it out, to not take the field, to remove ourselves from it, to focus on playing football.
Why is he out of breath like he just finished playing a game?
Yeah, seriously. You just spent the entire anthem laying down on a bench. Why are you out of breath?
Relax.
Plenty of breath.
You took a fucking nap. And I think it was a woman that did it that oversings, so that takes 20 minutes. You know how that fucking works. Do I have to stand for the whole... Hey, you know what? If you're oversinging the anthem, do I still need to stand?
Now I don't like Mike Tomlinson. I hope his next fucking Gatorade shower is just boiling water, scalding fucking oil. Fuck him.
And so those were our intentions.
All was okay. He came out. He was out of the tunnel because of
Like I said, I was looking for 100% participation. We're going to be respectful of our football team. Man, these are divisive times in the United States, and it's a shame, but it is. But we're not politicians. We're coaches and professional athletes. And if those of us are individuals choose to participate in politics in some way, I'm going to be supportive of that. But when we come out of locker rooms, man, we come out of locker rooms to play football games. And to be quite honest with you, man, I didn't appreciate our football team being drugged into politics this weekend. And I'm sure that that's a global perspective.
Well, he said and I want to go back to the exact part where he said he was ashamed.
And first of all, asterisk, Mike, it's dragged.
Let's hear it.
But anyway.
Look for 100% participation. We're going to be respectful of our football team. Man, these are divisive times in the United States, and it's a shame, but it is.
It's a shame.
But we're not politicians.
Here's the thing. Look, if he went out there and he wanted to stand, I understand the concept of, look, keep people in the locker room if they want to sit it out. But if somebody wants to, especially if you serve the country and you want to go out and stand, how can they why would that be bad? Mike, I don't understand.
Look, man,
my point is that my whole life, at least the way it's usually been, you'll see an issue coming, but it seems now that these issues are so manufactured.
Well, they are, and the point is too.
Yeah.
And my theory on this is that this entire issue has been manufactured by Trump himself, and it was done so that he could take attention off the fact that he's secretly cucking for DACA. And he doesn't want people really paying attention right now to whatever deals are being struck that involve letting fucking probably 3 million illegal immigrants to assimilate to this country in the next couple of years and make this country blue forever again. So Trump right now is kind of fucked.
Are you saying that when Trump helps these people get into the country, they're not going to be appreciative and vote Republican?
No, because they didn't come from...
Well, yeah, but give me
we need to listen. I got no problem with you giving 3 million illegal immigrants amnesty right now, as long as they're all Venezuelan and Cuban, because I know they're going to vote Republican next election.
Right.
But this whole thing, I think this entire NFL thing, it was timed. I mean, literally, Trump right now is working on a lot of populist, almost borderline leftist shit.
Yep.
As compromises. He doesn't want people talking about that. He wants his base distracted. So now he has his entire base fighting with the NFL over, but my anthem. And it's completely not a constructive thing to be completely focused on right now. We need to be focused on what the fuck's going on behind the scenes with Schumer and all these fucking scumbags. Because that's the problem. And I think Trump knew what he was doing when he went, yeah, those fucking sons of bitches, spoiled ass assholes. Because then everybody's like, but my anthem. And look, we were at the fucking mother of all rallies. We saw the kind of people we're dealing with.
Yeah.
These aren't like, crazy Nazis. But they are his base. And all you got to do, they're easy to get fired up. They're like radio. They're like sports radio fans. Basically, you just go, yeah, well, the Steelers suck. And they're like, but my Steelers are great. It's just, they do the same thing. Trump was like, get them, these sons of bitches. And then the fucking NFL players were like, who the fuck do you call son of a bitch, motherfucker? And then they started kneeling more. He got them all pissed. Now they're locked in, and now everybody's, dude, he pretty much, Trump just essentially destroyed the NFL in a 4D chess game. He sacrificed the NFL and their ratings and their money
Right.
just to distract people from the DACA cucking. That's what's happening, in
So
my opinion.
So you think it was
Allegedly.
absolutely? You think it was premeditated?
It's more of that 4D chess, motherfucker.
You think?
Yeah.
Well, it makes sense. I mean,
Trump's
he is
good
he
at
is
creating a
distracting it
story.
because that was the story before it was the DACA thing and everybody
Yeah,
yelling
dude,
at that.
he's the fucking, he knows how to fucking get, like, if Donald Trump decided I'm going to be a rapper tomorrow,
when Donald
he
Trump
would
decided to be
be
a rapper.
he would be the hottest rapper ever at starting beefs with people. Like, it's
Right.
just, he knows that marketing tactic, and he got his whole base right now to fight over football, over a place where you go and get fat and die of cholesterol, and you drink beers that are like $19 a piece, and you go and you watch a
And
bunch
they
of,
cut you off after the third quarter.
and you watch a bunch of idiots just hit each other. And it's just whatever, man. Who gives a fuck? Like Royce said, what these concussion, fucking these concussed,
brain damage.
yeah, retarded criminals do with their fucking lives.
By the way, all of them have some sort of BS college degree just because they were going to the NFL, so it's like underwater basket weaving 101 or
And also, let's stop acting like, yeah, but these guys are... Wait, let me do it. I'm going to do it in boomer posting voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, but these guys are supposed to be role models for the children. Hashtag USO, hashtag Blue Lives Matter, hashtag MAGA. Because, here's why, and I'll answer you, fucking nameless boomer that I just made up. There's a reason why they're still not affecting the children. Look at this culture we've raised anyway. Our kids are garbage anyway. You think if these fucking assholes, you think any child who's intellectual enough and intellectually curious enough to eventually grow up into a good person, you think they're going to be affected because Colin Kaepernick took a knee and lost his job? No. The only people that are going to care about it are the pawns, the fucking plebs, the people that don't matter. They get swayed by all this bullshit, and you just let them. Who cares? There's not a single person that looks up to these people that are like, but these kids already hate America. We did that a generation ago. We don't
Yeah.
have to worry about it now. You're worried now that your kids might start it? You're worried now that black teenagers might hate white people with money? What? Get out of town. You fucking lack of self-awareness having motherfuckers. Get over yourselves. Sorry. I just boomer posted back at you.
Which is
Hashtag
really-
we're not sorry.
I like it. And may I suggest we call him Larry the Boomer because he needed a name, so we'll call him Larry the Boomer.
He's just,
I love, by the way, that it always ends with hashtag Blue Lives Matter.
of course. You need to stand by our police even if they do shoot a handcuffed unarmed black teenager who was sitting in the back of their car. You don't know what kind of, he might have been reaching for something in that cop's car. You don't understand what it's like to be a police officer out there and you got all these dindus running around. I don't know why he just turned into Stone Cold Steve Austin for no reason. What? Because I'm boomer posting. Hashtag, that's the bottom line. Blue Lives Matter. What? It's fucking, I hate boomers. They're the worst people. And I have cousins that are boomers, and I love them. But if I wasn't related to them, I wouldn't be their Facebook
you wouldn't be
friends.
talking to them?
I would might be their Facebook friends, but I would have them unfollowed on my timeline.
Well,
I'm proud to be an American. Hey, just a quick reminder, guys. Donate to our Patreons.
thanks. Now we have to. That's the only way to get-
Patreon.com. We're not sorry.
She really is terrible.
Terribly hot.
Speaking of terrible, at least if you're Merkel over there.
Historic vote that's changed the face of the country's parliament. This is how things stand according to the provisional results so far. Angela Merkel,
Hey,
though, has
who
all
are
but
those
secured
guys with the blue logo? I've never seen them before.
Yay! Why do they have 13%?
That's weird.
What did they have last election? Zero?
No, they believe it was zero.
Okay, so there's a 13% increase.
now the other two major.
What's the name of the party there? Because I know what it is. I forget the alternative something. Fucking somebody tell me.
For
Fourth term
I think it's the alternatives.
Let's see.
as
For
German
Deutschland or
Chancellor.
something.
As expected, her Christian Democratic Party gained most of
Yeah,
the
it's
vote,
alternative for
although
Germany.
much
Alternative for Germany. There it is.
Yeah.
less than expected.
They're literally the first right-wing anything to come around in
Since,
Germany since.
Well, let's just say since
well, let's
we're
be
waiting
fair.
to get monetized.
First of
so
all-
let's be fair.
First of all, that's bullshit too, because Hitler was not a
Language.
right-winger.
No, he was a
He
populist.
was a fucking and he was a fucking he did the Hitler started his career doing the Bane speeches.
Well, he started doing paintings.
and then Bane speeches.
That's fair.
And that's like Hitler built his whole platform on we're gonna stop capitalism. I got the bar, you know, like so this is real right wingers, which is so good to see.
Well, let's see what happens.
The Democratic Party gained most of the votes, although much less than expected. The Social Democrat
Now, doesn't Merkel kind of look like Toad right here from Mario Kart? Like if you're playing Mario Kart, looks at the select screen.
She really does. Oh man, does that woman have a terrible face? She's got like a fucking. She looks like she's wearing a face, like Mike Myers.
Yeah, it looks like a mask.
It really does. She looks like. Remember when they? Remember that lady got attacked by the chimp?
Yes.
And they had to rebuild her face. She looks like that bitch.
suffered what's being described as a crushing election defeat. They've only managed to get about 20% support. That's their worst showing since the Second World War.
Perhaps they should
But for the
stop letting
right-wing
these Muslims in here to rape their daughters and sons and blow up people with truck bombs. Perhaps that was a terrible idea.
Since the Second World War.
Perhaps the Germans are rethinking taking it up the ass from the arm of Islam. Yeah, no shit.
Eurosceptic Alternative for Germany
I'm
party.
a real
This
skeptic. I ran in Germany. I was trying to save these people. Under the skeptic party. We don't believe anything.
What percentage of vote did you get?
I believe it was 0.1% of the vote.
Was that just you?
Just us and our staff mostly.
Okay, got it.
We don't believe anything. That's why we get nothing done. We literally just question everything all day. We refuse to sign anything.
Yeah, I don't need a fucking 6-hour speech about the heart machine. Fix the pothole, Jesse. Fix the pothole, Jesse.
Ah, but that would make me a statist.
Would it? Would it make you a statist? I have an idea. Why don't you get your statist ass over to Home Depot?
I'm a
Get some-
libertarian. I believe in no roads. Roads are overrated.
Okay, listen, Doc Brown.
Let the free market make tires that won't go away forever.
I don't like that.
Oh, fucking A. But congratulations, Germany, on almost uncucking yourselves. They have a long way to
You're
go.
getting there, though.
This
They have a long
election
way to
was
go.
a major breakthrough. For the first time, they've gained enough votes to enter the National
And
Parliament.
also with 4%, the National Socialist Party making a giant comeback out of nowhere. It's still illegal here, but however, 4% of the vote write-ins anonymously because those people didn't want to go to jail.
Yeah, I've happened to find a loophole where if the swastika's backwards, it is allowed. It
and then
is
we
allowed.
call it the windmill of friendship.
Back to you, Sharon.
RT rules.
RT does not give a flying fuck.
By the way, we mentioned today how handsome Vladimir Putin is. For his advanced age, he still looks like he's in his late 30s.
Here's Jason Statham playing him in a movie. Oh my god.
Oh my God! You know what other German fucking politician used to have people clapping for them?
I mean, who?
The Kaiser.
Okay.
There was Kaiser Wilhelm.
That was the wrong one that I was
Oh,
expecting.
okay, yeah, well, a lot of them had claps.
That's the wrong one. Hi, caller. Who's this?
It's James from Long Island.
Hello, Mr. James from Long Island. What's going on, dude?
Listen, I know you guys kind of moved on a little bit, but I just wanted to touch base with that whole NFL thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys were reading the chat, but in my personal opinion,
All right, hang on, sir. Let's get started. First of all, have you ever?
Fuck
have
you, fucking Mersh Levin.
First of all, have you ever bought my book, Rediscovering Americanism? Have you checked it out?
Yeah,
it is available
I
in
wiped my
bookstores
ass
now.
with it.
Sorry. So, begin your point, sir. Yes, and go. listening off on WBLI out there on Long Island. James from Long
Oh
Island.
Christ! Don't be fucking BLI. Wow. Anyway,
James, I'm in the studio and I'm more annoyed than you are. Trust me, I have to look at his stupid face.
Mr. Producer, he called. He had a point. Let the man make his
Let the
point.
caller talk.
Let the man make his point. All right.
Okay, sorry.
That's why we're here. Because we're
My
patriots.
point is that I can support these guys, even though people have been calling them overpaid billionaires.
How can you
playing a
support
game.
that, sir? How can you support these people, these spoiled athletes? They make all the money in the world. Okay, all they got to do is chase a ball around all day, sir. And you want to support
my
these
mother's
guys?
dead.
Oh yeah, they don't have enough support. So hang up on this guy. Get rid of him.
I'm not hanging
I'm
up
out
on
of
him.
here.
I
He's
won't
out
do
of
it.
here. Well, what is this? Oh, Mr. Producer, huh?
I'm done.
You feeling like a tough
I've been doing this for 20 years, Mark.
Oh,
I'm not doing it anymore.
Good for you, Spider. Good for you.
You know what? I'm just gonna have to unsubscribe from the YouTube channel.
Oh no, we can't afford it.
Anyway, James, go ahead. I'll mute Mark. I swear to God, if he comes back on.
All right, yeah, no, I'm kidding.
Right.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm not going to do it this time.
My point is that I can support these guys protesting in any way they want to. As I wrote in the chat, I joined the fucking Navy to support these people's right to protest.
Right.
However, I have the right to disagree in which they do their protesting. I personally would not stand for the national anthem, but that's like and by the way, you're fucking Cuban. How do you not know how to pronounce Villanueva?
Well, I'll explain why. Because I try my very best to distance myself from the language.
Yeah. And
Gotcha. Anyway, I can align myself with Villanueva.
So
that I would in fact come out of the tunnel.
Can I ask you a question? Do you think it was a better move, a classier move on behalf of the Steelers for saying, "Look, if you don't want to do it, don't go out there," than just going out there and fucking stretching like what's his face was doing?
Who was the fuck face that was stretching?
LaShawn McCoy, I think.
For the Bills, yeah.
Yeah, fucking stretching, and that was just straight disrespectful. But like not going out, I think was better.
That was very disrespectful. I can understand them saying, "Listen, if you don't want to be part of the controversy, just don't go out. Just stay in the fucking locker room and be done with it." But you know, for Tomlin to come out and say we wanted 100% participation, that's basically saying fuck you to Villanueva for, you know, doing 3 tours in Afghanistan as a fucking ranger. And, you know, that's basically just like a fuck you to him, which I kind of don't appreciate. But, you know, I mean, the guy went to fucking West Point, did 3 tours in in Afghanistan. Guy got a fucking Bronze Star, for Christ's sake, with valor for saving lives.
Wait, was this the Villanueva guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy from the Steelers. He did 3 tours in Afghanistan.
And a guy
as
like
a ranger.
that, it could be we could be in some extreme situation where, like, let's say we're in some dystopian future where they actually said nobody's allowed to go out to put their, that's the kind of guy that would still go out there and do it. Like, even if they said nobody's allowed to go out, he'd be like, fuck you guys. I didn't agree to it.
Yeah.
You eat a dick.
And that's the mentality that I have. That's the mentality I have too. Fuck you. You're not going to tell me what I can and cannot do. That's the very freedom in which this fucking country was founded upon.
And
that's the very freedom in which I put my own personal life on the line to defend.
And here's the other thing. Let me ask you a question. Do you think that when you were in fucking boot camp, you would have had the right to take a knee when they're saying the Pledge of Allegiance? You think think your drill sergeant would have let you?
Dude, I would have been treated like that guy in that Brooklyn precinct with the fucking plunger up my ass.
And that's my fucking point. It's like, I understand, like, and this is what I kept saying, like, you have 100% right. You have 100% right when they say people fought for your right to take a knee. However, that does not mean, but people.
Royce, to be fair,
go ahead.
when you're in the military, the military is not a democracy.
Correct. Oh no, you're right.
You don't really have the right to do what you want.
No,
you
I know.
have to do and say what they want you to do.
Right, kind of like being an employee for a corporation like the National Football League.
Yeah. But you know what? Villanueva's a smart guy, too, because he went out there and he did it, and now I guarantee you, just because of that and all the press he got, even if he's fucking Chris Johnson for the rest of his career,
he'll always
he's going to always have a team.
He'll always have a job.
There'll always be some Rust Belt team that'll be like, we'll take him, love America.
Yeah, no, it was also reported that his fucking jersey sales went through the roof.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
good for him.
Because of that.
He's like the hot black chick that did the Trump song.
Yeah.
That chick was just...
And by the way, here's a video.
Oh, and
here's the video.
And I just want, on a side note, before I go, because I got to get going. Fuck you with that fucking shoulder shake song from last week. That fucking is stuck in my head.
Oh, I'm so glad you like it. The coincidence. No problem.
Yeah, I sent it to my daughter and my wife, and they were like, really? What the fuck is this?
All right, dude, man. Thanks for calling, buddy.
Take
Later,
care, guys.
James. Bye. Here's the video of LaShawn McCoy.
Being a cunt.
Yeah,
I
here's
believe is the best way to
we're
describe it.
getting, I believe we have Lazi on. Hey, what's going on, man? You're on the air, Lazi.
Am I? Is this working?
Yes, I hear you. What's up?
Oh shit! What's up?
Yeah, what's
comedy
up?
come on?
Yeah, we were gonna do this in like like you want to do it now?
Yeah.
All right, we'll get into this now. You guys want to just get serious in the first
Sure,
hour?
sure.
All right, yeah. Lazi is on Disdain for Plebs, DFP, we're shills too.
Yeah.
And others awesome sites. But he started reinforcing some stuff that we were going to get into in the second hour, but I guess we'll get to it. So Richard Spencer.
Oh, goat. Richard Spencer.
Yeah, he's becoming increasingly and very obviously pretty gross. Not that he was ever really not gross, but yeah, we've been discussing. I mean, we did a video. I did a live video on our page the other day, where I discussed kind of how basically my summary is that he's at worst he is some sort of a controlled opposition shill, or at best he's an extremely negligible guy who is going to harm a lot of people. So yeah, he needs to sort of be discussed.
Yeah, I mean, his families are in secret society, so he is definitely a shill. He's not dumb.
Now,
The guy's a shill. He's been into.
in what secret societies are his family in?
I think it's the Bohemian Grove or some college sorority things, like the Skull and Bones.
Skull and Bones at Yale.
Yeah, they're in the oil business. So they're big in the Bush family. That's why you see Richard Spencer taking pictures with Laura Bush.
Yeah, we
I
have
mean,
that.
I'm not making this shit up. It's right there.
Well, not only that, but in the picture that I've seen of Richard Spencer and his wife with Laura Bush, she's also got that ribbon of St. George, or it's some kind of Russian ceremonial ribbon.
Yeah,
that's
they
been
tried to
used.
cover it up as a Imperial this Remembrance Day, but it's really
There it is. Jesus
she's a
Christ.
shill.
You know, I've never seen that until Murph sent it to me today.
Well, I even had to look up what it was. Like, I saw that picture, and then I had to look into, like, orange and black ribbon, and then I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, that's pretty fucking obvious.
It's
you know?
a communist remembrance thing, and people are trying to cover it up, saying it's not communist. It was used before, but if you look at her tweets, she supports things like Stalin's repression of the Ukrainians. Not actually she supports them, she denies them. She denies the Holodomor, which around 10 million Ukrainians were killed in. And she denies that. So does Richard Spence. I mean, he openly tweeted about denying that genocide. So
And
it's really
he's pretty obviously.
No, I just want to be just for any new for people that might not be in as deep as we are. Do you guys want to give a quick overview of who Richard Spencer is?
Okay, yeah.
Because we kind of just
We did
pulled
dive
into
in,
it,
yeah,
so
because
let's-
Lazia just kind of popped on, so we got to kind of dive into this, and
Yeah.
we weren't originally going to do that. But essentially, Richard Spencer is he was one of the big up muckety mucks at the National Policy Institute, which is a white supremacist, white identitarian think tank, and he's the leader of the so-called alt-right. He kind of coined the term, and he's been very influential in white identity politics. And he was at first kind of believed to be, I guess, the genuine article, but as time moved on, he has turned out to be. It seems as if the National Policy Institute, the guy that founded that, was like William. How do you pronounce that? Regri.
One sec, let me get it up.
Who is he started the Regri Publishing, which was got its funding from CIA shell companies and stuff. So, and he's very well connected to all that kind of stuff. So it seems more and more increasingly obvious that he has got way too much influence. I got turned on to this a few months ago when Josh Z is one of the guys that helps us on our show. He was telling me basically about how nobody had ever heard of this guy until Trump won. He didn't campaign for anybody. He didn't support anybody. Nobody knew who the fuck he was. Now the press literally waits on the line to get a quote from Richard Spencer. Like, they come to him. It's weird. It just seems like it was so manufactured.
he acts so dumb when he's on the press. Have you watched any of his debates?
Yeah,
It's like-
I've seen some.
Yeah,
It's
but
like he's trying to be dumb.
well, yeah. I mean, I just think that maybe he might be a bit. Like I said, because I'm not accusing him of this. I'm just saying that the evidence is starting to mount overwhelmingly that it appears as if he is sort of a government / media created, rube. But at best, again, if he is genuine in his beliefs, then he is at best a really arrogant guy who's not as smart as he thinks he is. He's getting a lot of people hurt. He's going to continue to get a lot of people hurt, and he's got some pretty poisonous ideas.
Right,
Oh
specifically.
yeah, the guns thing, the gun fucking article. Oh my god, there's no way that's not a shell operation.
Do you want to give a quick
he-
recap of what the gun article is? What he
So
specifically
he's-
said? Yeah.
He wants his supporters to carry guns in order to self-defense, but really he cannot really control his supporters, as we've seen, and what happened in Charlesville.
Right.
It's hard to control them since there's no really any individual leader when you combine all these groups. So if you give them guns, it's not going to be a shootout between the lefties and the alt-right. It's going to be police and the alt-right, because the lefties are just going to run away. They're not going to stand there and get shot at. So
Exactly.
this is going to cause this
I'll give
the fight between the police and the alt-right.
I want to give the listeners a little bit of details. There is a rally planned on December 28th in Charlotte, North Carolina. North Carolina, a state I lived in for almost 10 years, and I'm very familiar with it. There's a flyer going around in an event page, which I checked to see if basically we saw an article. There's a guy named Weave. If you guys look him up, he's sort of living overseas, and he's sort of a political thought criminal, but he's a very smart guy, and he writes really, insightful, accurate shit. And he was
He's
one of the
guys that runs the Daily Stormer. Have you ever heard of that?
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
that's the one that
Oh,
was,
boy.
that's been moved around into the deep web now because no one will host it.
And let me get something perfectly clear. We've made it clear before on the show. We aren't white nationalists. Bryce isn't even white.
No, I'm Cuban.
Yeah,
I'm Cuban.
Yes, Cuban B.
Yeah.
But we are libertarian nationalists,
Yeah.
and we do tend to see clearly more than some of our people in our team that we do need allies in order to stop the real creepy Marxist type stuff. So we cover this sort of stuff, and we are, I'm not going to disparage an article or legitimate accurate information because a guy I don't agree with wrote it. So I'm not going to say I agree with everything the guy writes, but he does get very good information.
And we have Josh Z on now
do have
too.
Josh on.
Yeah, we got both on. Hey Josh, what's going
What's
on,
up,
man?
Hello. Hey, what's up?
What's up, man? So we are discussing some of the dots that we've been connecting, that you've been connecting, that Lazia has been helping us connect to, regarding Richard Spencer, the alt-right, the National Policy Institute, its founder, the CIA, all that kind of stuff, and sort of how this is now we're up to this, basically the December 28th Charlotte rally, in which Spencer has now encouraged people to bring their guns. Because that's a great idea in a state that has a fucking law on the books that you can't bring guns to protests. It's a specific
That
law.
was the Weave article you're talking about?
Yes.
Yeah. Was that for Charlottesville, or was that another place?
No, this is coming
I
up.
think
This is being planned for Charlotte in North Carolina, which is
Oh, Charlotte. Okay, all right.
yeah. This is something that hasn't
Yeah, I
happened
mean,
yet.
just to kind of give who's ever listening to this a summary. I mean, I've been sort of following Spencer for a while. I was involved in sort of political areas that are somewhat adjacent to the alt-right, and I've been suspicious of that guy from day one, mostly because, I'm kind of tuned into a lot of these, these areas, and then suddenly this guy just like pops up out of nowhere, and it was very obvious to me that it was a paid promotion. You'd read maybe 4chan or some of these other popular message boards, and like Richard Spencer is everywhere, and it was all the conversations were very fake. That was my first indicator that something was up with him. That his popularity was not really organic.
So
It
he,
wasn't
so
like
he was essentially astroturfing his own backstory.
yeah, somebody
and his
was
popularity.
paying exactly. Somebody had paid a lot of money to get his face as the guy, the go-to guy for all of these political ideas. That was the first thing that really took me by surprise. And then, after it was, a couple of years went in, he really emerged not long before the last presidential election. I mean, you can even look on Google Trends if you pull up Richard Spencer. He's like virtually a nobody until maybe like a half a year before the election. So, one of the theories about him is that he is put there to make the Trump people look bad. If you notice, if you listen to him very closely, what he's actually doing, he's basically he's constantly trying to get himself thrown into the same category as Trump, even though Trump has never mentioned his name.
No.
He's never mentioned any kind of affinity for anything that Richard has ever said. But Richard continually insists anyway, despite this, that he represents Trump's people. And he most certainly does not. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I just that's pretty accurate from what I know so far of him. And then you were actually the one that, because again, even to me, from my perspective, I was already pro-Trump as well before the election. Probably a year before the election was when I was like, okay, it's gonna be Hillary or him. I'm with Trump now. And I don't remember Spencer until, as Josh pointed out, suddenly after the election, as Trump just gave a great inauguration speech, it looked like he was going to start, healing the divide a bit. And like 2 days later, this Richard Spencer guy is on every news channel screaming "Hail Victory!"
Right.
And I'm like, why would they? Like, literally, any other person could have this video and nobody would have gave a fuck. But it just seemed like they had that thing 2 weeks before sitting in an email box, ready to go. It just seemed so manufactured.
Right, and what was the effect of that? What it did was it made a lot of people who might have been ambivalent towards Trump suddenly believe that Trump is in league with the white nationalists, right? And that's what I believe Spencer's job was from day one, was to basically control the opposition. It seems that's like kind of the term that I keep pushing. I think that he's meant to make Trump look far more radical than he really is.
So Spencer, so Spencer's basically, in essence, poisoning the well. They're using him to in your opinion anyway, to paint a broad brush on anyone that supports Trump is a white nationalist, and therefore how can you vote for him? Which leads to the slippery slope of punching Nazis.
Remove the middle ground.
Right.
And now
precisely it. He wants.
And now every guy with a nice haircut, a smug face, and a pair of tits is getting accused of being a Nazi.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah, basically, thanks to Spencer. And if you notice, anything the guy does turns into a disaster. And
Exactly.
Well, it's true. I mean, when he first emerged, I was suspicious. I was just kind of like cautious about the subject, the subject of him. And then, one incident after the next is always Richard screwing things up for everybody who's like a non-insane person, which is most people. Right? It seems like the only people that really actually agree with him, at least fully identified people who have voices, like real voices, they're very, very far right kinds of characters. Nobody I would say that really represents a good portion of American attitude.
And can I say that's...
Then there was the Hail Hitler thing, and then there was the Charlottesville thing. It's like one incident after the next with the guy.
That's a good characterization, by the way. He actually did use... I like the word he said. He said they're characters. Because they feel like I see footage from these rallies, you know what I mean? And I see the Richards, you have everybody from the alt-right to the alt-light, and everybody seems to be playing a character. Gavin McInnes is playing a character. Richard Spencer's playing a character. And it just feels like they're all...
No doubt.
It's like, dude, we've been doing radio for years, and me and Royce know what it's like when you're quote-unquote feuding with a show, but you're kind of cool behind the scenes, and you know what you're pushing. You're pushing a whole thing. And I feel like they know, and they're all profiting from it, and they're all going to hide back in their fucking respective nice little houses, bumming money from their Patreon accounts in a few months when this Charlotte rally turns into a bloodbath.
Oh, yeah, the thing...
Well, hold on.
The guy's rich.
Well, hang on.
That's exactly what I wanted to say. I think like maybe the picture you're painting here again is a bit inaccurate. I mean, Richard's not a regular guy. Okay, I mean, for one thing, he comes from a lot of money. Okay, which is something he doesn't. It's not part of his public image.
My point is, Josh. I was just saying that these other guys have no problem flying around him like flies and orbiting him and profiting from all the drama and the bullshit. So you got all the alt-right and alt-right people that just are kind of okay with this and allow it to happen. Lazia had a point. Let me just let's let Lazia talk. You were going to say something?
Sure, yeah, go ahead.
Me?
Yeah.
So I was just gonna say that the guy's rich as shit, and if something was to go down, he's just gonna sit back and watch everybody get fucked all over. It's happened before. It's gonna happen again.
And again,
he's begging
It's
for
happened
money.
at least 4 times.
He's begging for money.
He does. He begs for money on Patreon, and he's got a trust fund, and he's connected all over the place. He's getting money from Russia. His wife gets money from Russia.
I'll tell your listeners a really interesting fact about Spencer. Like his family actually gets something about, I think it's about maybe I don't know the number offhand. It's in the millions from the FDA every year. Farming subsidies. As a matter of fact, his own name is on some of these farming subsidy recipient lists in the millions. So Richard gets money directly from the U.S. taxpayer in the tune of millions per year.
So
that
basically,
also tells you something.
The U.S. government is indirectly subsidizing a white white nationalist.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean that shows you that he has clear connections inside. I mean, if the government, whatever the deep state or whatever, really hated him, you really think that those subsidies wouldn't have found a way to sort of pull a string and get him off there? But of course not.
That's the point too, and that's what I've always been saying. The media lines up to get a soundbite from Richard Spencer so they can all play it on the news and make him big. But meanwhile, you got a guy like Chris Cantwell. You know, like if Richard Spencer was the guy we all hate, which I think we'd agree, we don't like the guy, we hate him, and even if he's genuine, we hate him because he's gross, and if he's being disingenuous, we hate him because he's a government agent. Either way, he would be a great candidate to spend the rest of his life in prison. But as you said, nobody goes in. We all pretty much the mainstream argument is, oh God, he's just so repugnant, but nobody seems to go after him for anything. And meanwhile, you got
take down his website.
Yeah, and
right?
I mean
all those websites. Remember all the websites that got taken off.
Not only websites, social media, different social media companies who, by the way, are not owned by the same thing. So you got YouTube that owns Google and YouTube, and then you've got Facebook and you've got Twitter. No, my point being on the level, on the appearance level. These are all these separate companies that run these social media platforms. And there was that day after Charlottesville. Every single person on that Unite the Right flyer was wiped off of every platform, different companies. Spencer was on every single one still. What the fuck is that about?
You just made me notice that. I didn't even notice that. No,
it's the only one, dude.
Still there, everything's still there.
And it would be one thing if one or two platforms didn't take him off, but every platform kept Spencer on, and everybody else on that flyer, get the fuck out, Gonzo. And again, we're not in that movement.
And that website, allright.com, allright.com is easily one of the worst. I mean, some of the stuff that they post on there, it's not even in the comment section. Some of the articles, that they publish on allright.com are some of the worst. And then to
reinforce your point, you brought up the fact that they're trying to make Trump look bad. And what do they do now? They have this quote unquote kid go in and supposedly embed himself with these alt-right people, and then he got this information that the one guy was saying he had connections to Bannon and Trump, and now that's all in the news, and people they have a new Russia to go after, and it's like it just all feels so. Like I've written and been involved in projects over the years. I've been involved in writing and comedy and radio. I know a fucking written piece when I see one, and I know a play when I'm watching it.
Yeah, it's had that kind of spooky characteristic, I think, from day one. There's nothing else about Spencer that seems real.
No, these writers,
that's my opinion.
The writers of real life nowadays are terrible. I will say that. They need to hire they need to get the Game of Thrones guys or somebody, because these real life characters are just two-dimensional and they're just boring.
And let me add something else that may be of interest. So, you said before, you're kind of painting Richard as this, troll, like he's just doing this for attention. I mean, for one thing that people need to understand is that, Spencer was married to someone. She's a Russian. A lot of people accuse her of being involved with Russian intelligence, and I don't think that that's too far-fetched. So to say that Spencer is working for some kind of like alien political force, I also don't think that's very too far-fetched either. It's certainly something that should be examined and questioned at this point. Am I saying Richard's a Russian spy? Not exactly, but he's got a lot of those connections.
Yeah,
there's pictures of him and his wife with Bush. He's got connections to William Regnery. The list seems to be pretty extensive there.
Yeah, I mean the William Regnery thing alone is suspect. It's pretty gross. That guy, I mean, because that guy's very well connected to the CIA. It just all feels,
Absolutely,
as I said, these are like you really categorized it properly when you referred to them as these characters on the alt-right, because they feel like they've. I feel like
they
we're-
feel like South Park
I
characters.
feel like we're in season 5 of Real Life America, you know,
No
and
doubt.
it's just right. They're introducing
doubt.
new characters because we couldn't afford the old actors and they walked or something. That's what it feels like.
And
No
everyone
doubt
should be,
about it.
and everybody should be saying, "Where's Spencer?"
Yes, Richard
basically- it's
Spencer
Poochie.
died. Richard Spencer died on the way to his home planet.
And the episode recently with Giorgiani is interesting too. I don't know if you guys want to get into that one. I mean, I got the feeling that he was mostly being used by Spencer. I think Giorgiani got a bit in over his head, and he, as you know, seem to know, they got him on camera saying something about Adolf Hitler. And the academic career is definitely done. I don't see how he can possibly be a teacher, if he's expressing admiration for Adolf Hitler.
Right.
He's a real interesting character. I mean, I read his book. He published a book not so long ago called Prometheus and Atlas. And the guy's into the occult, and he's also into parapsychology quite heavily.
Oh, great!
In
He's a
addition to-
Ghostbuster. That's awesome.
Well, so was Hitler.
He's a ghost.
Yeah,
So is-
he's like basically into witchcraft. as far
But
as I can tell.
yeah, but
So-
so to stay on point, and I'm going to agree here that none of us are saying, oh, he's a government agent. What we are saying on the show is that he fucking stinks. There is
Yeah,
just
no
something
doubt.
really stinky about Richard Spencer. So even if he is,
And again, the disingenuousness. That's the problem.
and
It seems
even if it's from the bottom of his heart, don't go to a fucking rally with a gun. What's wrong with you?
Right. You shouldn't. I think it should be. You should make it clear to everyone who's listening, who tunes into your show. Don't trust this guy. He's not trying to lead a positive movement. He's here to troll people. Very good chance he's working for somebody who has no interest in common with the average American. Stay away from this idiot. That's my advice.
The thing you also mentioned about what's his name again? Christopher Cantwell. That thing just
Who?
fucked it up.
Oh.
Christopher Cantwell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think
I don't like the guy, but he's not a shill. He
No,
just
he's
really
not.
don't-
He's definitely an idiot.
He's just an idiot.
He's an idiot who got sucked into all this and was like, "Yeah, man, front
Merch,
lines."
he's like from Long Island.
Yeah, he's from
right?
Stony Brook. I know because I saw his number when he went all crazy, and he was, he gave out his number in that crying video, and I heard 631, and I'm like, oh no. Oh no! I was so mad. I'm like, he can't be one of ours. And I'm watching the video, and he's crying, but he's got that slight New York to him, and I'm going, son of a bitch is from like at least no more than 2 towns over from me. I could hear how regional it
Yeah,
was.
no doubt. He's,
And I was
he's
like,
from, he's
son of
from
a bitch.
somewhere in central Long Island.
But no,
But
he's,
I mean, as far as Cantwell,
he's a dumb.
I think that they use him as well too. He's just a dumbass.
Well, he's
just
gonna-
a stupid guy.
people-
I think he saw the Richard Spencer types, and he's like, I'm gonna copy it. I'm going radical.
if
And he's got no
and
protection. against
draw
Secret
attention to
Services.
himself. It's a typical thing, like here's somebody who just wants attention to himself because he's an idiot.
if
And then Richard's like, "Oh, this guy wants attention. Let's give it to him." And then he'll take the fall from me when everything kind of.
if Chris Cantwell can really get any redemption or any good out of the situation, it would be to serve as a cautionary tale for anybody who
I agree.
thinks that being fucking
agree.
the militant wing of Richard Spencer's crew is going to get you anywhere. It's going to get you fucking.
Oh, it'll
in
get you
jail.
somewhere. It'll get you when you.
It'll get you in jail, and it'll
Get you
get
in
you.
jail.
And it will make your number
It'll
one.
get you in
It'll make
jail.
your number one Google image when you search him crying.
Oh yeah, that'll get you that. Definitely get you that.
Because that's the number one
It'll-
thing that comes up when you
Yeah,
search for him.
It'll get you no bond.
No.
And also,
James Bond.
even if it does get you bond, Richard Spencer will not kick in on your bond. That's been proven before too.
No, he won't.
So stop
His
listening.
mugshot isn't there.
So stop.
Hey,
fucking
those
listening to
haircuts
Richard
aren't
Spencer.
cheap, bro. Those haircuts are not
No,
cheap.
they're extremely cheap.
Okay, you're right.
I would
apologize.
honestly say that the Giorgiani incident is more tragic than Cantwell because he had a lot of things going for him, and if you read, I don't know if you guys read through some of those articles. Like he posted something, and then Spencer posted a rebuttal, basically completely just wrecking Giorgiani's character. denouncing him almost completely, like this guy's a fraud and an idiot.
Yeah, I read bits and pieces of that as we were getting ready for this show, and I was just like, wow, man, he really that's not really how you, even if you have a less than amicable departure from a professional situation, you don't go ham on somebody like that on your blog. You don't usually do that.
No doubt about it.
Yeah,
no doubt.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's, no, and I understand, and that's a tragic case too, but they should both serve as reminders to people that this guy is out for him, and as soon as you're going to go out there and further his cause and then get fucking burned, basically. Just like a fucking,
get the
just
word
like,
out.
just like a
stay
fucking,
away from this idiot guy.
just like the CIA would do to people.
There's a lot of, and by the way, the whole concept of this controlled opposition isn't regulated to one side of the spectrum too, because Amy Schumer is related to a senator.
Yeah.
Get right out of town.
Wait a minute, and she's anti-gun and pro-feminist. What are the odds?
Pretty
Sure,
good.
like what's her name? Chelsea Clinton is married to George Soros' nephew.
Oh, that's not
So-
suspicious, though.
That is though.
That's pure coincidence.
Yeah, no. Sometimes you just meet people at these things. We still have arranged marriages like it's the 1400s. You know what I mean? They're just like, we will marry you off to Soros's nephew,
Burning
to
out-
strengthen the bonds
and
between
we're
our
still burning
families.
out effigies and shit. Like, you're right. You're fucking right.
We really
It's
have not.
weird.
We haven't changed in thousands of
There's
years.
this whole weird thing where it's kind of like when you see when you're watching the movie The Matrix, when you see a glitch in it, every once in a while you're like, wait a second, what? This is too convenient.
We are screwed, folks. Turn back to God, you fucking degenerates. 'Cause this is not good, guys.
Oh fuck.
But yeah, anyway, guys, we want to thank you.
Thanks,
for,
guys,
We
seriously.
covered it, I guess. Do you guys want to promote anything?
Yeah,
obviously,
shill away.
Lazia called in first, so he gets to shill first.
Yes.
Yo, I need some Facebook outs. If anyone got Facebook alternative account, just send me that shit. Cause I'm deleted.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
posting
into
my
some
meme pages.
Yeah, he's a prolific shit poster on the level where he needs to burn through Facebook profiles and email addresses
I went
like a
through
drug
three
dealer
today.
does with phones. So help the brother out.
I went through-
Edgy memes and fashy dreams, and of course to stay at DFP, we're shills too. And Josh Z, do you have anything you want to promote?
Not at the current time, but in the future, most likely.
How about hashtag alt-right is controlled opposition? If you want to
You can
look
try
at
that.
all of the
That'll
stuff
get
that
you some of the information that I posted.
a lot of stuff.
It's just a personal kind of crusade. There's no backers, and I don't profit from this.
Mm-hmm.
Just sort of getting the information out there. I really despise what Spencer's doing, so it's more of a
Agreed.
personal thing than anything.
Agreed. And we appreciate you guys coming on, man.
Yeah, man. Hey,
No problem.
We do. All right, go
I
ahead.
wasted 3 accounts today in one fucking day.
Jesus, Laszlo, you got to calm down a little bit. Maybe a tiny bit at less anti-Semitism. Just a scotch. You can stick around a little longer. I like you.
All right, guys.
Folks, we will we'll be back with another hour of this fantastic political comedy talk radio show, Revenge of the Cis. Back in a minute.
That's right, you. Wouldn't you like to know the story of you? What makes you, you? DNA and Me is a genetic service that can help you find out exactly who your ancestors were. You might be surprised.
I thought I was just a standard white guy, but DNA and Me showed that I'm actually 4.2% Cherokee Indian.
Turns out I'm not totally white. I'm also part Northern Asian and even some Kurdish. I'm a victim of oppression.
I used to get in trouble for always using the N-word, but with DNA and Me, I found out that I'm 2.1% black.
Morning, Steve.
Sup, nigga? The test is easy. Simply swab the inside of your mouth and send it into our labs.
People made fun of me for being French. DNA and Me showed I was 8% Navajo. Nobody's making fun of me now, or my people, who were victims.
I'm 13% victim.
I'm 21% victim.
Order now and find out if your friends should be more sympathetic towards you. DNA and Me. Are you in? Hell f***ing yes, I'm in.
Second hour. Revenge of the Sis. The phone lines are now open. If you want to call the show, it's 954-573-2780. That's 954-573-2780. And if you're lucky, we might let you talk unless Mersh Levin comes on. We cannot promise anything.
Breaking news.
Uh-oh, breaking news. This is always great.
News
This is always
from,
great.
This is sports news and politics news.
Okay.
All in one shot. We have breaking news out of the Revenge of the Sis News Center.
Okay.
The NFL has decided to re-record the national anthem, and it will be done by Yo Gotti and Nicki Minaj. And this will solve the problem because none of these athletes will be able to stay on in a kneeling
but then
position
they're going to
or
be
sitting.
dabbing during the national anthem, which is just going to
Is
be...
it better than sitting?
No.
I think it's better than
No,
sitting.
it's not. It's probably more disrespectful.
At least they're celebrating our country.
Are they, or are they just dabbing?
I'm just saying, do we want to heal the divide in this country?
Not really.
Because I think we need to take
If we heal the divide, we don't have a show.
We need to take up the Okay, good point.
Stop it.
Never mind.
Learn from the mainstream media, Mike.
More divide.
Learn from...
These goddamn athletes should have been on that now. Let me tell you, everybody on Facebook, amen. # Blue Lives Matter.
Oh, God.
Bummer.
At this point, it's just red-pilled Stone Cold.
Nobody cared. It really is. I think, deep down, there is a boomer poster inside of Stone Cold, though.
You think so?
But he's just too busy to do it. Like, if he had enough free time, he'd probably just be, I'm going to tell you something. These spoiled athletes ought to be standing up, putting your hand over your heart during the national anthem. What? # and that's the bottom line.
What?
That is an exhausting impression to do.
It is time. How is he not tired all the time?
Remember when he would do 15-minute promos? He'd fucking slam 6 beers and run around all and just, oh my God, man. That fucking guy, man. What a set of pipes on him. Back with the second hour.
Well,
bring it back
we'll
down.
talk about this. Oxford student Laviania Woodward spared jail for a knife attack.
Well,
an extraordinary Oxford University student who stabbed her boyfriend in the leg has avoided a prison sentence. Woodward, 24, admitted attacking the man at her student accommodation at a Christ Church college after drinking heavily.
Them Christian kids is wild, son.
The anal dude, anything but girls. I know all about it. I went to Christian school my whole life. Anything but girls. By the way, that's the other thing. When I see some of these other new up and coming cool conservative talk shows, you're all like, yeah, but I was a virgin till I married my wife. It's like, dude, you have to fucking lie. Don't pander that much.
Yeah, seriously.
You could have had premarital sex and still fucking believe in the Constitution. And I'm fucking sick of that.
And I
really am.
I do believe that some of you guys out there were virgins until you got married, but let's be
Ben
honest.
Shapiro, for example.
Yeah, but you got married so you could lose your virginity
Right.
at that point. It was just the only option left. If I marry her, she'll probably fuck me at least
and again,
once.
that's not even shitting on Christianity or whatever, but it's just stop it. Stop pandering. I feel like you're pandering, you know? Anyway,
I believe marriage should be between a man and a woman. Hashtag marriage equality is for fucking immigrant pedophiles.
that's too many characters.
I don't understand how hashtags work, amen.
No, I mean you're doing too many characters. On Monday, she was given a 10-month jail sentence, suspended for 18 months. That was mean.
Why is it so funny to me, though?
Still real to me, damn it. On Monday, she was given a 10-month jail sentence, suspended for 18 months for inflicting an unlawful wounding. Versus a lawful wounding?
Yeah, no, sometimes it's a lawful wounding.
Okay.
Like when a Muslim does it.
That's a religion of peace scar.
Oh, you didn't have your truck
Here we
bomber
go.
license, eh?
Here we go. Every
That's all it
episode.
was. She actually did have, in fact, have her stabbing license. And if you have
Did
a
it?
stabbing license in the UK, that's how it works. It's a weird country.
Yeah. An analytic antagonist says, "You guys going to do this show every Monday at this time? Because if you are, that works great for me. I'll tune in every week." I go, "You got to like Mark the Question said, we're fucking radio gorillas. You just got to subscribe."
Yeah, bro. We come when we come.
Yeah, that's how it is.
Sometimes way before the other person.
Yeah,
and then,
and then
I
we
get
leave.
sleepy.
And then we leave.
And then I fall asleep.
And then we call the Uber. And then we go home.
Oh.
We are the walk of shame of conservative talk shows.
Really are. We
All
just
right?
we come in strong, we tire out fast, and
We piss off our callers, but in a funny way. It says on Monday she was given a 10-month jail sentence, suspended for 18 months for the wounding. Oxford Crown Court, or as I call it, OCC, yeah, you know me, heard Woodward attacked her then boyfriend, who she then met on a dating app, Tinder, while he was visiting her in December. She became angry when he contacted her mother on Skype after he realized she had been drinking.
Can we make a ruling right now?
Yes.
Ladies, anybody you meet on Tinder is not your boyfriend. Ever. It's never been a thing. You're somebody he bangs, and then he got your number, so you don't use Twitter to communicate anymore.
You know,
That's not a boyfriend.
I posted that once, something regarding that, but then there's people saying, "No, yeah, I met my husband on Tinder." So,
well, then you're fucking stupid, gross people, and you have no story to tell.
all right,
your
Mark
grandchildren.
Levin. At least say that in Mark Levin's voice.
True.
That's definitely something you would fucking say. So yeah, she was given a deferred sentence because
Well, she should have been.
The school said that she was an outstanding student and it would hurt her career if she would have gone to jail.
So it's the old reverse Brock Turner.
White privilege.
Is she white?
Yes.
Really?
She want to see her?
Wow. Oh. Yeah, that's
yes,
this-
and I know you would bang her. I got it. Before you
No. I was going to say this is not good.
Yeah.
It's not good.
So she's oh, look, we still got crying fucking Chris Cantle up there.
I feel
poor
so
guy.
bad for Chris Cantwell. No, I kind of do. I actually do I do feel bad for Christopher Cantwell. I'm not a Nazi. I'm not a white supremacist, but he's just a big dummy who got roped up in a big dummy situation, and he maced a guy in the wrong town, buddy. And now he's gonna get it. He's gonna get a dickin'.
Well, here, this is, I wanted to play this here. This is from Newsy. How state media became informative warfare tool. So, here we go.
Media is everywhere. Newspapers, television, radio, the internet.
Thank you for drawing
And
all
how
of those
free-
things for me.
I don't understand. Okay, before we continue, I'm sorry.
I didn't know what you were talking about.
Before we continue,
I don't have enough imagination.
can we fucking stop with these wacky millennial videos? Like, it's
always-
childlike.
This, and it's always, do you always notice too, it's always xylophone music?
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding.
Fucking.
It always sounds like music from a fucking Kohl's commercial. It's enough.
I'm fucking sick of
Hey,
it.
Madison Avenue, eat a dick.
That's it.
That media is from government interference is often a way to gauge the health of a democracy. But some governments do interfere with the media, and when they do, they
Like ours?
Like every single one ever in the history of ever?
That's ever existed ever?
Ever? Since printed word?
can
Fucking
use
assholes.
media as a powerful tool inside and
Okay, first off, would this guy at least blow his nose before he does his voiceover?
outside their borders.
I'm going to tell you about how the media gets all this stuff done. What happens is,
Oh,
right?
God, I hate this guy now.
All right, so check it out. It's he's good though. I like his drawings.
Imagine
Does it,
government
have, dude,
control
does it have
over
to look like
media.
a goddamn Snoopy cartoon? You're talking about propaganda and how the goddamn military industrial complex owns us. And you're like, look at this wacky. This looks like a commercial for the iPad. Scumbags.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck them.
Fuck this
I'm
guy.
I'm not.
Fuck this. Let's go
Fuck
back,
him.
Let's go back to Chris Campbell.
Thank you.
Aww.
Poor guy. He was trying his best.
Did somebody make a college student?
Oh, no. Guy, what happened?
Oh, did somebody put a gun in a Walmart parking lot?
Oh, no.
Oh.
Did someone call ambulance for you?
Somebody didn't get billed.
Asshole. Oh, fucking
I do
Christ.
feel bad for him, but this is a comedy show, so fuck him.
Well, here's a quick update because we're talking about the first hour. Ben Roethlisberger.
Kenny Powers of football?
Kenny Powers of football. Ben Roethlisberger says he regrets staying in locker room.
Raping that girl in an elevator.
Allegedly. Please say allegedly. Okay. You know,
how funny would it be, though, if he just came out and said that? Like, you're just drinking one day a little too much. I really feel terrible about that girl that raped in an elevator, allegedly.
well, that didn't. Okay. Well, after I read this, you're gonna realize it's gonna make what I'm gonna say not as good.
Are you saying he apologized for something much less, for some much less slight?
Yes, something a lot less. Like, I would say it was like apples and oranges, but it's like apples and anvils.
Oh, fuck. Sorry. And go.
Ben Roethlisberger said, cut one, go.
Sorry.
Ben Roethlisberger says he regrets Pittsburgh Steelers boycotting the anthem and reveals the decision left him unable to sleep. This from the Daily Mail. The man who won 2 Super Bowls for the city of Pittsburgh says that he now regrets the fact that he and his Steelers teammates refused to stand on the field for the national anthem. I was unable to sleep last night and want to share my thoughts and feelings on the decisions to remain in the tunnel for the national anthem.
Oh, God, enough of you, Ben. Take a Xanax.
The idea was to be unified as a team when so much attention is paid to things dividing our country, but I wish we approached it differently. We did not want to appear divided on the sidelines with some standing, some kneeling, and some sitting. So speaking of, so this is definitely Trump pumped this up. All the players now think they're fucking rebels. But to be fair, by the time they're 50, they think they're fucking squirrels.
4D chess.
Yeah.
He did it. And he's going to fuck us in the process. That's what's going to happen.
You really think?
Yeah, this is just to keep his base distracted so they're still all MAGA! Woo! Backers for Trump! Did a lot of boomer yelling tonight.
You really think it's really just...
Yes, I do think that. I'm allowed to think these things in this country for now. Let me enjoy that until somebody totals another Dodge Challenger, and then then I can't say it anymore. Until then, well,
Trump has declared war on North Korea, says Kim Jong-un's foreign minister, threatens to shoot down American bombers if they are outside his airspace. This is just
with what?
Origami cranes.
Okay, good job, guys. What are they going to use? Trebuchets?
Fire lanterns.
Against fucking 10th generation military technology? Go fuck yourself, you assholes. How dare you?
First off, we would send a drone. You wouldn't be anybody on it. Secondly, you won't even see it. And thirdly,
if you could nuke South Korea, you would have done it by now. You'd have fucking taken the whole thing back. But you haven't. Bunch of pansies.
Well, it says...
Trump...
it says that
this is yet another manufactured issue, by the way. This is fucking
you
something.
Do you think the potential nuclear holocaust is manufactured?
I think that, yeah, because this happens every few years with North Korea. It's always the fucking end of the world with these people. It's been that way for like 16 years. They're like
this time, Dennis Rodman's there.
They're like our go-to whenever we couldn't fuck with Iraq anymore. Now we can't really fuck with Iraq anymore, so we're going back to North Korea. This isn't Trump either. This is Trump getting pressured into this shit by all these goddamn neocons and these assholes, and they want more coalition and nation building and all that bull. It's all it is. It's fucking Trump cucking again, and this time he's doing it very publicly.
Kim Jong-un's foreign minister said that the shock claim that President Donald Trump had declared war on North Korea.
Because we have.
This is what Trump. Trump tweeted something to the effect of, I believe, the leader Kim Jong Un, or for now, something to that effect, that he was the leader for now.
That's, I mean, dude, that is. I'm sorry, but that is. I like my boy Trump sometimes, but he's dude, this guy on Twitter, man. Like that shit like that is, you know, John Kelly's sitting there going, please don't send it. Please don't. Please don't.
I don't think he's even there when he sends it. I think Trump is usually on the toilet when he sends it.
You think so? You think he's taking a lot of poops?
Yeah, I mean, look how early he sends stuff. That's usually poop time,
Think
right?
he's taking a lot of stress poops.
Yeah.
But I'm sick of it, man. This is all so we can go in there and build Starbucks and fucking banks and a Kohl's and Amazon can ship there. That's all it is. That's all it is. We're not gonna stop. Not gonna stop. Can't stop, won't stop.
So you're saying when he was running on stopping nation building, he didn't mean it?
Shockingly, folks.
What do you think it is? What happens? No, I'm being serious now. What happens to a politician, let's say like Trump, because we've always said before there's a machine and there's these people that are the cogs of the machine. But say someone like Trump, who is the ultimate outsider, right? The fucking ultimate, he's not in the system. Are you saying that no matter where they come from, whether they're in the system or not, once you become president, something happens?
Yes, I'm saying.
What is the something?
I'm saying that.
What is the something, though?
They have the Bill Hicks talk with him.
You think?
Yeah, they have the little Bill Hicks talk with him, and they show him the Zapruder film from some pristine fucking angle,
right?
In high def, and they're just like, yeah, this is what'll happen to you and your kids. And that's the thing. Look what happened to the Kennedys, dude. They're not even a thing anymore.
Well,
they wiped the Kennedys off the map.
Ted.
The Kennedys are the Lannisters of American politics. They've been completely whittled down to nobody because...
And they've killed about as many people.
But I'm just saying, the deep state, I truly believe that there's a reason why you don't have a president who is single, who's married with no kids. They always say, oh, you got to be a family man to be a fucking president. They do that so they have something over you. It's not enough that they'll kill you. Because I'm sure there's plenty of guys in history that'll be like, fuck you, kill me. I'm going to change the system anyway. But they'll go after your kids, dude. They'll go after your family. They'll go after Barron, dude. That's just how they are. They're that fucking ruthless. They might wait 20 years till
Who's
Barron.
they?
They.
No, I get it, but I'm curious who you're writing of they. Who's
there is this.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just trying to understand who is they.
It's
the Illuminati.
The
stonemasons.
No, there is like a loose knit.
The Klingons
of. It's just a club, dude. It's not like this secret society.
The Bohemian Grove
no,
Club.
But that's all bullshit too. I'm talking about just. You know what I mean? This is 2017. It's all the people you have in this phone. And these people, there are people way at the top that will always have way more influence and control a lot of people. And they own a lot of assets. And I think that there are many institutions in our government that are corrupt that don't even know they're corrupt, that think they're doing the right thing. And they're getting their marching orders from corrupt people.
Well, here's my point. And again, I see what you're saying. But like you said, there's people that don't know. So let's say you go down to the lowest level of DMV, then you go higher. At what point is it that they? What point in the chain? What link in is it one person? Is it a lot of people?
The intelligence community.
Okay.
The military-industrial complex. The guys that are sitting at the top of companies like Northrop Grumman and all that shit. Those are the guys. And it's not like, there's no secret handshake. And they're not always wearing fucking robes, burning owls, and sucking each other's dicks.
What's the point? What's the fucking point?
Yeah, it's
like the whole thing is.
Sadly, it's not all owl burning and dick sucking.
But then my point is, if you're not going to have a secret club that doesn't have dick sucking and fucking secret handshakes, it doesn't. Then what's the point? Like for what?
I don't know, man. It's they've been around forever, dude. They've been around forever. It's this thing where they.
No, I know you say they. I just want to put a name. I want to put a name on they, and so we don't.
It's Soros. I'm telling you, it's all Soros. No, it's. Yeah, there is. There's it's not like the top 1%, but I would say like probably the top 5% are all kind of in cahoots with each other. They're not going to let somebody else into the top 5%. They're all going to look out for their own interests. and then all their interests do align in some way. And and I don't even think that it's like, you know, some of these people are occultists and shit like that, whatever. But I don't think they're all these weird John Podesta kid banging, allegedly, spirit cooking weirdos.
Then why did you keep trying to take me to Comet Ping Pong Pizza?
Because I was hungry.
Okay.
For baby dick.
Oh, well, then that's fucking great. That makes more sense now. At least you're honest. See, Mersh is now controlled opposition.
Oh, man, I don't know why. Anyway. Yeah, I just think that there's definitely a lot of influence. There's a lot of people that just keep each other. You know, when you got a decent enough size coalition, it's like Jay-Z said, man, when if we all ballin' and one of us don't fall. I don't know. It's been a long time since I listened to Reasonable Doubt. But the point is, they look out for each other.
Yeah. Oh, well.
And that's why I believe this whole Richard Spencer thing. You guys don't have to believe it. I'm not saying it's absolutely true.
No.
I'm saying I am of the opinion. I believe that Richard Spencer is directly connected to the CIA. And he's trying to get people killed. And he's trying to get the situation
Can
to
you
be...
at least say like Alex Jones?
All right, fine. What I'm trying to say here, folks, and I don't have the documents this time, but it's my belief that Richard Spencer, he's out there right now, folks, and he's controlled opposition. The CIA, we have it here in Austin, Texas. What he's doing is he's going to lead everybody into an open revolt. There's going to be guns at rallies. People are going to get killed, shot. Police versus the alt-right. And what's going to happen is they're going to stomp on our civil liberties, people. They're going to take our rights away. It's not going to be Richard Spencers of the world who suffer. He's going to run away to Russia with that Eastern European Russian commie wife of his, and he's going to go hide out, folks. But we're going to suffer. We're going to suffer here. You know, the folks here in Austin, Texas, the folks out there in Denver, Colorado, from coast to coast here in America, we're the ones that are going to suffer here, people. And let me tell you something.
Oh, he's taking his shirt off.
I am not going to do it. I'm not going to put up with it, and it's not happening. I'm going to turn this into a wrestling promo. You and me, Richard Spencer, right here, Austin, Texas. Paul Joseph Watson, special guest referee. We're going at it, brother. Sorry.
Maybe put your shirt back on. Put your shirt back on, and then.
And we just lost all of our female listeners.
Actually, we might have. No, you're right. We lost them. Yeah, and they're gone. And they're gone.
But yeah, anyway, my point was Richard Spencer. Don't just. I think I sort of just made that whole point not serious.
Right.
And I probably just helped get people killed in Charlotte, so that's great.
Sorry.
We're
not sorry. I'm kidding. We're not sorry.
Yeah, we're not sorry. That was exhausting.
That was how is he not tired all the time?
I don't, dude. Because then he gets off the air and then he does his own live videos. And he's always going, man.
Right. He's never turns off. But Mark the question says, I don't know, I'm a little turned on. So yeah, some people are are digging it.
There we go.
Fucking Jesus Christ. Jeff Sessions to hit out a campus's muzzling free speech, saying universities are becoming an echo chamber of political correctness and a shelter for fragile egos.
Sessions later added, also, too many blacks.
He did not, but he might have strongly implied it.
Really, I know he felt it. Sorry. Anyway,
Attorney General,
too many blacks, homosexuals, and pot smokers on them campuses.
Attorney General Jeff Sessions found another way to stay on President Trump's good side with a Tuesday speech planned where he will rip into campus PC culture as a shelter for fragile egos. Sessions, whose job was on the line during the summer following the president's fury over his decision to recuse himself from the Russia investigation, has found himself on more solid ground after intervention by the Republican allies. Since Sessions has bolstered his standing with a vow to require federal prisoners to face tough sentences and his announcement that DACA would be rescinded. On Tuesday at Georgetown University, he takes up another cause dear to the president, political correctness and what he terms a cottage industry of protesters. A source close to Sessions told the Daily Mail another line in his speech will call out protesters to force administrations to catapult to their demands. But which is the heckler's veto, by the way.
Can we just deal with these protesters with actual catapults? Wouldn't that be better?
More entertaining, at least.
Yeah, just launch these Antifa cucks into fucking way up into the, at least where they might hit a plane. Like the where the what are they?
I was having a
seabirds are always against the gulls.
An argument with somebody, and this guy was like, "No, Antifa's fine." And I go, "What about the Antifa people that are beating people up?" And I was told that no, they're plants. That anybody in Antifa that hits somebody is actually has been put there by the Trump administration to hit people to make Antifa look bad.
Dude, I heard the same thing when that James Alex Field kid hit that fucking crowd of people.
Yeah,
and
I heard that too.
It was immediately, it's controlled opposition, bro. It's not us. And you're like, really? So you can vouch for the thousands of people there? Because I'll tell you right now, dude, I've been in this studio with 4 people, and I can't vouch for all the other 3. You know what I mean?
Good point.
And you're gonna tell me, no, it definitely wasn't one of our guys. Shut up. You know, look. You look at some of these rallies, yeah, there are plants. And I think there are on the left, too. I think there's paid plants. I don't think all the high-profile violence is plants. I think a lot of it is Antifa, but they've got their plants. Black Lives Matter has everyone has feds. Every group in this country is lousy with feds. BLM, the alt-right. These people, dude, look at the Charlottesville rally when you saw the pictures, all the fucking the guys with the same cargo shorts, the same T-shirts they bought at Walmart, and the same Nazi flags that they didn't even iron the wrinkles out of.
Want to
fresh
hear
out
this
of the
white
bag.
nationalist say that it's a controlled opposition? Because I think we should talk. We should see it.
Wait a minute.
Look at his shirt.
Wait a
Look
minute.
at his shirt.
Wait a minute.
Point out his shirt.
Okay,
but what's that number?
The shirt aside.
Okay.
Where do you get the impression?
Yes.
That this guy's a white nationalist. Other than, just the shirt.
Well, also, if you look at the related videos, he has one wearing a shirt where he's wearing a swastika on his shirt.
I was also just kidding, and I was just going to go with the fact that he just looks like, when he was a baby, he looked like a white nationalist.
You want to hear about controlled opposition from him?
Sure, let's hear it. It's fucking weirdo.
Hey guys, it's the Veganator. Now, I just got done watching a video titled...
His name is the Veganator. Okay.
Does that mean he's like super into veganism?
Or he kills vegans.
Or he kills vegans.
Because this is go either way, guys. Stick with us. We're trying to figure this out.
We're going to get to the
ourselves.
bottom of this.
All right, don't worry.
Let's get back to this handsome young lad.
Cut one, go.
Let's go back to this gorgeous young sociopath.
Nazis. And that video was inspired by the Unite the Right Charlottesville protest.
Why do all the handsome ones have to be white supremacists?
Why do they never have charisma? You notice that? You notice that God never gives you too much?
Yeah, you're right.
He never makes a guy that looks like that also be like, hey, how are you?
You're right.
Like, if you put me into that guy's body, I would literally run the alt-right probably.
Absolutely.
This guy's like, hey, guys. I'm
Do you
on
need to be
YouTube."
featured?
Yeah, I just fucking turned it on.
She's getting more and more retarded, by the way.
We love you, Lauren. Please come on.
Please come on the show.
And within this Tiki Torch Nazis video, it falls along the same notion, the same MO and agenda as to the anti-white propaganda and rhetoric that you see is constantly being bombarded and programmed and brainwashed into the masses. Most notably, these...
Why do they always have a 1,000-yard stare?
God damn it, kid. You gotta be about the best-looking autistic kid I've ever seen in my life. Now let's go to Outback Steakhouse and ruin somebody's meal.
Oh, my God.
He's so autistic.
Can you imagine sitting down? Can you imagine sitting down? You're right, at Outback Steakhouse with your family, trying to have a meal. Your kids are all there.
But no. But Grandpa, I'm trying to tell you though that the Nazis weren't the bad guys. What happened was, see, the bombing of Dresden.
I asked
a lot
you
of
to pass
civilians
me the
died.
blooming onion.
The bombing of Dresden was
Oh,
actually
get
worse
with-
than
I don't
the
know.
bombing of
I don't
Hiroshima.
know. You rate. He's your kid.
Dad.
He's your
Dad,
kid. Yeah.
Dad,
What?
Dad.
Yeah.
Did you hear? All right. So
no,
check
I
it
don't
out.
know. You raised him.
No, many people believe, Dad.
I will fucking leave.
Did you know the
I will
Diary of Anne
fucking
Frank?
leave.
Many people
Yeah,
actually.
No,
No,
I know.
they
I know.
believe that it's
I
inauthentic.
know.
And a lot of people
All
have
right.
spoken out, Dad, literary experts said
gotta-
she didn't write the diary, and it's all a piece of propaganda, Dad. She died of typhus, Dad. Dad.
I'm gonna.
Hitler did nothing wrong, Dad. Can I have more blooming onions, sir? Dad, sir.
I'm
sir?
gonna divorce you. Your womb is clearly
What did
polluted.
your womb do to our son?
What happened? You said one glass of wine would be fine a night while you were pregnant.
Honey, this boy came out underdone. And I don't know what happened, but I'm leaving you for another woman.
Biological weapons of mass destruction that reside within our homelands and societies, to radicalize them, to hate us, so that, as we already know, they verbally attack and verbally abuse us nonstop, constantly, which is sanctioned by
Dad, Dad, did you hear about the blacks are only 13% of the population, but
my
they're 60% of the violent crime? Dad, you're not listening to me tell you about.
I told you.
So it's 14
the
words.
The test said it was 60%. I would have paid for the abortion. I would have paid for it. I would have paid for it.
The 88 means.
But you said
2
no,
H's.
no. Let God decide.
Dad.
And look, this is what we got, a white supremacist.
I got on 4chan the
when
other
he gets
day,
in a car,
and they say that everybody in
the
Hollywood
I
and
don't know
the
how he
media
got
is a
on 4chan.
pedophile.
I cut his internet.
Pedophile vampire. Dad.
I cut his internet. How did he get on 4chan?
I love the new autistic kids get rules.
It's just, oh my God.
Or those who rule above us, who control the government, the politicians, better yet, the Federal Reserve, Hollywood, the music industry, the education system, even the food supply, like GMO crops, Monsanto, which you
NCT software.
How do you go from? Because this kid is a cunt hair away from being a Bernie bro.
Yep.
Who's like pro feminist.
Exactly.
How does this guy?
He looks like a Bernie dude.
Is he doing a bit?
No.
Is he doing a bit?
No, this is not a bit.
It's so funny because, and this is why I love these fucking neo-Nazis. They're always like, nothing like Antifa on the left. Really? Because you guys sound exactly the same. You both want authoritarian leftism. The difference is the National Socialists want to give it all to white
You know what he
people.
looks like?
That's the only. You're all horrible. You're all terrible.
he looks-
I want to be in a nice constitutional republic where I can own guns and buy pills like it's Mexico. Leave me alone.
He looks like if you were an RPG and you were making a tank but made him really small on purpose. Like that's what happened. Like they fucked up his programming.
You should look at, I mean, this will be a telltale sign. Look into Monsanto, and I made videos about that,
Dad,
actually.
you hear
I'll
about
link-
GMOs, Dad? That's why
Oh,
we
God.
can't
Oh,
eat.
God.
I don't know if I want to eat here. Can you ask them to
No,
read all
I
the
wanna
GMOs
leave.
off to
I
me
don't-
off the
no,
menu?
I won't look at them.
Ma'am, thank you. Do you
I
know,
would rather-
does the
I
salad
would
have the feta
rather-
cheese? Dad,
I
Dad,
would
the
rather
feta
leave
cheese,
this family
it's
than
fake.
deal with this anymore.
It's cultured
One
and then they
night,
grow
I have
it.
one night a week
Dad,
where I'm off.
What happened
One
was
night a week
the
when I'm off.
The Jews,
And you bring this fucking
the Jews
look,
are all
I'm
trying to
sorry,
poison us
mongoloid, this
with
mongoloid
Outback Steakhouse
over here,
and Olive
it's like
Garden.
the
Dad,
Jews.
I'm
Now
trying
it's
to
the
poison
Jews.
us with the Jews.
Now
the Jews
it's the
control
Jews.
all the restaurants. And if you
He had a bar mitzvah. Why does he keep saying that? It's really weird.
Dad, the fluoride in the water
Here
again,
we
Dad.
go. Here we go. I bought him a defluorinator and I thought it would help. It just made it worse.
Here,
it just
son.
made it worse.
Here, son. Here's your blooming onion.
Should scream. You're all the same.
Why are you yelling? You asked for this.
Oh fuck.
down below for you as to who you can see is ruling over us if you do not know by now. Because, see, it is not white supremacy, but I'm digressing.
Wow, he
but
said
back to
he
the video.
really, with the white supremacy, he really went hard with that WS.
Hard.
He was like, I feel like you're not helping your
That
cause
was like
there, little
that was
bud.
like the hard R of the white supremacy. Yeah, you're right.
Listen here, little buddy. I don't think you're helping when you go white supremacy. Ah! Smoke
Oh,
alarm-
okay. You know
smoke
what?
alarms going
no,
off
no,
in the back.
No one heard that and went, "Oh, good point." I never looked at it that way. No one screamed at me autistically and made me understand. Fucking dick.
97X. Bam. The future of rock and roll. 97X. Bam. The future of rock and roll.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, man.
About the Charlottesville, Unite the Right, Torch aspect. See, within this society we live in, anything
God.
you state, better yet, anything that pertains to
What society do you live in?
Yeah,
In
how
what suburb, Midwest suburb, do you live in?
How many times did you watch the V for Vendetta trailer? Enough of you.
You were one album away from being a juggalo, and something happened.
Yeah, your Abercrombie and Fitch haircut bugs me, kid.
Seriously, dude.
And I don't like
fucking
your
snob.
Yeah, and what fucking flea market is he getting these shirts made at?
When I
'Cause
was
you
a
can't
fucking kid-
you can, all the guys I know that make shirts at the flea market and shit, they will not. They're not the kind of guys that would be happy making a shirt like that. Just put it that way.
I don't understand what the point of what he's trying to prove.
Monsanto, bro, and then what happens?
Okay.
The crops make you go, and then they say the white supremacy is because, but it's really the crops.
Well, Anthony Weiner, speaking of pieces of shit,
You said Wiener.
has been sentenced
to die.
Oh, hold on. Hold on. Oh, Chris Cantwell's crying.
Chris.
Oh,
My buddy.
poor Chris.
Hang
Okay,
in there,
sorry,
buddy.
Sorry.
Watch your pooper.
Anthony Weiner has been sentenced to 21 months in jail.
Wow, that's more than you get for stabbing somebody at Oxford University.
When you put it that way.
That's what we call a callback in the biz.
Oh, hold on. I thought someone was going to talk, but this is just...
No, of course not. It's just suspenseful music.
You know, as much as I like Facebook, let's just do the show.
Chris Cantwell.
Sorry. What's next for former Congressman Anthony Weiner? Well, let's find out.
Apparently jail. You just said
Former
that.
New York congressman has now been sentenced to 21 months for sending inappropriate text messages to an underage girl. This is part of that sexting.
Does he have to register?
Well,
does he have to register? Let's
hold on.
find out.
Let's find out. Everyone ready? Hold on. Put your bets in now.
I'm saying there's some arrangement that's been made where he doesn't have to.
Well, you'll see.
Scandal that was a huge issue in the 2016 presidential race. I want to bring in now our NBC legal analyst, Danny Savalas. Danny, so this is just happening in the last couple of minutes here. 21 months for Anthony Weiner. What's your takeaway?
21 months was on the low end of the stipulated guidelines, 21 to 27 months. To give you an idea of how harsh federal sentencing guidelines are, especially for child pornography,
this guy's
like
fucking underbite is really bugging me.
Yeah, he looks like a reverse Simpsons character.
He's like Quagmire.
Yeah, there it is.
cases. In this case, Anthony Weiner's sentencing guidelines actually exceeded the statutory maximum, which in this case would have been 120 months. You do the math. The federal system uses months. It's 10 years. But it just gives you an idea that you rack up these points in the sentencing guidelines when it comes to using a computer, the age of the victim.
21 months is not that long.
Wait a minute. Are we gonna use the Anthony Weiner fucking underage girl creeper scandal as now we're finally gonna discuss how stupid the point system is in New York with going to jail? Now we want to talk about that because it is a horrendous statute. But now that poor Anthony Weiner got caught with his dick in his hand trying to talk to little age puss, now all of a sudden, hey, these laws are unfair. Fuck him.
Want to see him getting barraged as he
goddamn pedo.
As he hey, leave LP alone. Allegedly. Here's the what the oh, hold on, sorry. Here he is. Walk of shame after being sentenced.
Ready? Okay, I'm gonna wait a second.
Bye, Weiner.
Fuck him. I want to know if he got. I want to know if he got registered.
They don't say it. Well, here, let's keep playing it. And by the way, while we play this, I want to point out that after we finish this video, Anthony Weiner is. You should see the place he's asking to stay in, and it's actually pretty nice. You'll see.
All of those things. So in this case, even the government recognized that a range of 21 to 27 months was reasonable. Anthony Weiner ended up with the low end of that range, which would likely be reasonable on appeal.
So, number one, what happens next? Is he going to appeal? Number two, where does he go? It's federal prison, right?
He should get remanded. In most cases, you would get remanded to custody. Because he has a relatively light sentence in the world of federal sentencing, which usually measures in the years, not months, you can file a motion to remain out pending an appeal, but he pleaded guilty. He took responsibility. He waived his indictment. He will serve that time. And in the federal system, it's pretty much month for month.
And you talked about the appeal, Danny. For Anthony Weiner, obviously the former husband of Huma Abedin, Hillary Clinton's sort of right-hand woman. This played out in a political sense in 2016 as well.
It sure did. I mean, and that is reflected in the sentencing memorandum filed by Weiner's attorneys and the government. It absolutely factored in, and it's part of the overall dialogue and something that even the judge would take into consideration. I should add.
Well, they're not saying. I don't think they're going to say that.
Well, can I make an update right now to
Sure.
this story? Anthony Weiner must register as a sex offender.
Yes.
Yeah! Woo!
You want to get sad again?
And it's a felony, so he's never gonna vote again.
Wanna
Bye,
get-
dickhead.
Want to get sad? Welcome to Club Fed. Inside the luxury Pennsylvania prison, Anthony Weiner hopes to serve his sentence, where the inmates get continental breakfast, sleep in dorms, play bocce ball, plant vegetables, and could even walk out because there is no fence. Anthony Weiner has been sentenced 21 months in prison for sending sexually explicit material to a minor at New York federal court. But his time in prison may not be as bad as it sounds. The 53-year-old must surrender to a designated prison facility, which he has not yet been determined. However, Weiner's lawyer has asked if his client can be spared the ordeal of a maximum security jail in New York and instead be sent to Schuylkill Federal Correctional Institution in Pennsylvania. Schuylkill is a minimum security facility and has a way of life for its prisoners so relaxed that it's been nicknamed Club Fed. Anthony Weiner's lawyer asked, here's a picture of it. If you look at the picture of the place, see if I could zoom in here. It has a visiting area, medical and dental, laundry, a video room, a kitchen, a commissary, chow hall, pool tables, a weight room, education,
It's essentially-
classrooms, a law library, chapel, cardio room, and staff kitchen.
It's essentially a state-run rehab home.
Yeah,
is what it is.
here's the rooms. They're bunk beds.
Yeah, it's like a state-run halfway house. It's basically he's going straight to a halfway house.
They have picnic tables, horseshoes, weights, bocce ball, racquetball.
But this is not. This isn't set in stone, right?
No,
You said he's
this
requesting
is-
it. I
this
don't
is-
think they're going to give it to him. I don't think they're throwing him in fucking Leavenworth, but they're going to put him somewhere. I think they'll compromise because I think federal prison has 3 levels, or something like that. But I think they'll probably put him somewhere, compromise a little bit in
Right,
between.
right.
Like I don't think he's going to fucking Bernie Madoff, El Chapo jail, but he'll probably go. Yeah, I don't see them putting him there. But then again, man, those scumbags, these sons of bitches, dude, they got a lot of friends.
Weiner will be allowed to visit 4 times a week between Friday through Monday. So if he gets here, so we don't know if that's actually what's going to happen.
And meanwhile, I know guys that are not even sentenced yet,
Right.
That are in jail that get 1 visit a week, and it's brutal. Not even sentenced yet. All right, granted, it's murder, but that's not the point.
All right. Well, at that point, it's not.
Still not sentenced yet. Still not guilty.
That's a good point. All right, that's a good point. If they're not guilty, then why would you start
one visit a week, bro, in a lot of the Florida jails?
Well, according to Breitbart, Amazon's Transparent shows TV's first transgendered full frontal nude scene.
Oh, good. How excellent for our Western culture.
The 4th season of Amazon Studios' comedy drama series Transparent made history by unveiling what many television observers are calling TV's first frontal nude scene from a transgender character. The 2nd episode of the 4th season, titled Groin Anomaly, sees transgender actress Alexandra Billings.
It's called a penis.
Alexandra Billings lying completely naked on her stomach on her bed, being sensually massaged by her boyfriend. My Kidneys Billings character grunts, prompting a painful turn onto her back, then exposing her breast and a penis. I don't think it's ever been done before, or where you see someone whose trans body that was pre-op, especially of a certain age, who looks a certain way. Billings told the Daily Beast in an interview published Sunday.
Can we fucking stop with this already? Please.
Is it too hot?
It's just too much, man. It's this is the problem with the identity politics thing, man. Nobody will ever. It's like a football game. Nobody's ever gonna stop scoring. They're gonna keep trying to score, even if it's a blowout. It's a blowout now.
Can I
guys.
say?
Can you stop?
Good-looking tranny, Walton Goggins in Sons of Anarchy. Let's be honest.
No, not at all.
Oh,
But he was funny. He was good. But no, can we? You're already overrepresented, considering the fucking percentage you people are of our population. You're overrepresented. It's getting out of hand. That's not. It's not sexy at all.
I don't think
Great
it's ever been
acting,
done
though.
before. Yes,
But it's just, could you stop? We don't, like, it's cool. We're cool with it. But can you just stop making everything have a dick with titty? Like, can you just fucking stop? Please?
Are you saying?
I'm asking nicely if they'd stop.
I don't think they're going to listen to you.
Good. Then I can go back to making fucking gross tranny jokes about how you're all F words. Start that next week.
Fun people?
Fucking assholes. Don't fucking start bitching and I make fun of you pieces of shit and all you fucking weird people that are fucking trying to sexually groom kids. Stop getting mad. Don't try to demonetize this when we want to fucking be real about shit. Because you're not going to stop. I'm not going to fucking stop.
And we've been demonetized. And we only had 9 minutes left. We almost we were so close.
Fuck them.
We were so close. Fuck them. I know. I'm with you. I'm with you with the fucking part.
I'm not. There is no antidote for all of this bullshit. Somebody's got to say it's fucking gross. You guys have a whole month of crosswalks and
again,
parades.
remember when
where you
John
could blow each other in front of kids? Enough.
Remember when Jon Stewart was on and his thing was like, well, I'm a comedy show, this and that. But it's like, well, now that trend, every comedy show is also a political show. The truth of the matter is, there is a lot of people that get their information and their news from comedians
and football players.
No, but that's true. And out of touch celebrities that live by Hollywood and haven't fucking struggled a day in your life. Like, that's who people get their political news from. I was called a terrible human being yesterday by some person I don't even know because I had some comments about that I thought it was gay that they were adding fucking politics to football. At some point, that was an escape for people. And like you said at the beginning of the show, and I guess we'll circle back around to it here, that was an escape for people, you know, and they're taking our escapes away. Comedy was an escape for people, but now every show is every comedic show that we watch, man. Hey, drama, horror. Look, I used to love I used to like American Horror Story, right?
And they did the whole.
And now I won't watch this season because this whole season is shitting on Trump supporters. It's like you understand that you're not helping your own cause. You're turning people against you. People have no place to escape. You're cornering people like us, like Mike, like me, like all these other people out there that, you know what? You want us to calm down on you, but you won't leave us up. Now I watch an Amazon show and I haven't seen a fucking dick with tits. No matter what I do, politics are into it. I watch superhero shows and they talk about Drumpf. And it's like, how do you get away from it? You are making it impossible. You say that all we talk about is politics and the world's coming to an end and we think Western society is ending. It is, because the moment you take away people's escape, everything crumbles. We should have, listen, man, 2-3 years ago, we were able to watch football together and not fucking yell at each other. Maybe about our teams, maybe that the Jets suck, maybe the fucking Dolphins suck, whatever the fuck you want. But this needs to fucking stop. You want politics? Like Mike said at the beginning of the show, hey, I'm guarantee you shows like fucking Joe Rogan will happily have you on. And you could wax poetic for 3 hours about why you take the knee, fucking LaShawn McCoy. But instead, LaShawn McCoy, what you decide to do is you decide to do stretches. And by the way, not even real football stretches, but fucking jazzercising stretches while the fucking national anthem is on. And you wonder why people think you're a fucking joke and why the country's turning away and why the NFL's ratings have fucking plummeted and nobody cares anymore. If you take away people's escape, they're not going to be there for you anymore. Enough. Yeah, you know what? The military fought. You're right. 100% right. They fought for your right to take a knee. But you know what? Media, liberal pieces of shit media, if you're being honest with yourself and all you virtue signaling posters out there, if you're being honest with yourself, most military people I know would prefer if you fucking stand. All right? Take a second out of your fucking life. And I'm not saying at home. I get it. No one, by the way, they don't even show the national anthem at home. They barely ever do.
That's true.
But if you're out there, fucking stand. If there's a fucking soldier out there with a folded flag, hey, get out of your fucking seat, asshole.
Yeah, don't throw batteries at him like Philly.
Yeah, well, that's Philly. What are you going to do? But anyway, you know.
Yeah, and it's, dude, there's a humongous difference between deciding that you don't want to stand for the national anthem. You don't want to stand up, that's fine. Make a stand. I get that. There is a difference between doing that and stretching and being an asshole, making it about you.
Yeah.
Like, that's going a step further, and it makes you fucking wholly unlikable.
Yeah,
Fuck
you're
LaShawn
you're
McCoy.
doing it on purpose to troll. And look, I get it. Listen, we
He
like
tears
trolling
his
people.
fucking ACL and his what's the other one?
He's not on your fantasy team, is he?
Nope.
Okay, so then you're fine. Then you're fine with him. Perfect. but like, enough, man. Stop taking our escape away. That's what we're here for. And again, we're in the process of asking if we could be monetized because, man, we've blown up really fast thanks to you guys, by the way. Thank you. And we're going to see if we get monetized. Now, if
It's
we're
very highly unlikely. we're gonna
very
get
highly
monetized.
unlikely. So if you want to see what we're doing, look, even if you're going to give $1 a month, seriously, anything helps. One-time donation, whatever. 100% of what you give goes into the show. We're going to do another show tomorrow. We're going to keep trying to give you as many shows as we can. So first and foremost, subscribe here to YouTube. Hit the little bell so we show up first. That way, when we go live, you hear us, and Facebook can't push us down and put the Young Turks above us or whatever fucking horseshit they're peddling that day. And if you're on Facebook, like our page. Make sure we come up to the top. And again, if you want to support us, really simple. Support our Patreon, guys.
Yeah, hey guys, just make sure because we need to get to Berkeley.
Yeah,
we're not really going.
Patreon.com/We're Not Sorry. And we do want to do more of these things where we travel to these places.
Yeah, but we're not going to Berkeley because we're not stupid.
No, we're not dumb.
We're not stupid.
We're not dumb. We don't have a fucking death wish. But is there anything else that we need to plug before we hop out of here? Or did I hit all the?
No, I think that pretty much hits it. We'll be doing a show tomorrow, guys.
Yes,
so
we will.
Join us tomorrow for another episode.
Yeah, tomorrow will be an earlier one, but we will be on. Oh, by the way, look for us on iTunes and subscribe on Revenge of the Sith.
Please like us, rate us on
Rate
iTunes.
us.
We need that.
We don't want to be pushed down, so rate us there and rate us on Google, wherever you listen to us. On YouTube, like this video, tell your friends to like this video. Thanks, guys. We'll be back with you tomorrow.